Hello guys, welcome back. ESPN is facing another wave of backlash after Monica McNutt and the halftime crew were accused of giving Angel Reese way too much praise during the Atlanta Dreams matchup against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. And honestly, fans were pissed. Reese entered halftime with 7 points while shooting just 3 for 10 from the field after opening the game 0 for 7. Even worse, she missed 6 of her 7 attempts around the rim. Yet somehow, Monica McNutt, Chinny Ogwumike, and Andrea Carter spent a huge portion of halftime explaining how Reese's energy was supposedly changing the game. The Dream held a 4-point lead, but let's be real, Atlanta could have been ahead by much more if Reese had actually converted those wide-open opportunities. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark had already scored 10 points and dished out 5 assists on 4 for 8 shooting. Clark was creating offense, knocking down shots, and helping Indiana stay within striking distance despite Kelsey Mitchell struggling at just 2 for 8. But according to McNutt, Reese's energy shifted the game. McNutt pointed to Reese finally getting some easy baskets in the paint and claimed that was when Atlanta's defensive intensity started increasing. Chinny Ogwumike doubled down, calling Reese's energy contagious. She even suggested Reese's struggles were unusual because she's accustomed to seeing double and triple teams, meaning she supposedly wasn't comfortable with so many open opportunities. And Andrea Carter argued that Reese wasn't missing because of Indiana's defense, but because of her own mistakes.
But it's actually Indiana that has 7 points off of the turnovers that Atlanta has created until we saw Angel Reese, shout out to our teammate, Angel Reese in particular, her energy shifted. I thought when she got some of those easy baskets to go in the paint that quite frankly she had struggled with to open the ball game, that's when you saw this defense begin to pick up its energy, this Dream Squad to begin to play with a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, athletes know it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and that energy is contagious because if you look at Angel Reese, she already has 7 and 9. She's already getting close to a double-double. But then also, if you think about, on the other side here, you're seeing the Indiana Fever, they're just being a little bit methodical as well because I like these good to great plays. You see Caitlin orchestrating. It's like both sides are leaning into their strengths on this one.
Let's go back to Angel really quickly, though, because she was part of the catalyst that you saw to be able to change things around. And she said to Holly, I just feel like I needed to take a deep breath and maybe stop overthinking some of these.
Oh, I've been there. I've been there. Like sometimes the basket is too open.
Right.
She's used to getting double teamed. She's used to triple teams and she's used to contact. And so sometimes when you see her, like, wait, what's coming? You want to look over your shoulder. But she settled into the game well. And what I like is she's been such a great mentor also to Medina Okada. I believe Medina Okada has 6 points, 6 rebounds as well. There's no one better to learn from when it comes to being a beast on the boards than Angel Reese.
Yeah, because when the game started and Angel Reese was missing some of those bunnies, we were all talking about it and I was like, she's not missing these because of Indiana's defense and she's getting these layups. So that was a good sign. Even though she wasn't finishing them, then she's able to finish some of them and then Atlanta goes on a run. The person I want to give credit for is while Atlanta was struggling, Alicia Gray was holding it down.
But wait a damn second. Reese actually had 2 shots blocked at the rim, one by Aaliyah Boston and another by Michaela Timpson. That distinction matters. Caitlin Clark fans immediately went after ESPN on social media, accusing the network of trying way too hard to create a positive Angel Reese narrative, even when the numbers weren't supporting it. One fan simply wrote, ESPNW hire new people. Another asked how anyone could take the coverage seriously when Reese was shooting 3 for 10. And that criticism only became louder after the final buzzer, because Indiana ultimately defeated Atlanta 95-91 in overtime. Reese never really recovered from her horrible shooting night. She finished with 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists, while shooting just 5 for 16 from the field. And then came the moment everyone was talking about. With the game tied at 81-81 late in regulation, Ryan Howard missed a 3-pointer and Reese grabbed the crucial offensive rebound. She had a golden opportunity to become the hero with a clean look at a putback layup over Aaliyah Boston. But she fucking missed it. That was the chance. That was the moment. Instead of finishing the game, Reese blew the potential game-winning layup, and Naz Hillman couldn't convert the follow-up opportunity either. The buzzer sounded, sending the game into overtime, and cameras immediately focused on Reese. As she reacted to the miss, Caitlin Clark was walking toward the bench right behind her. Clark appeared to smirk, and the internet absolutely exploded. Fans were posting clips claiming Clark was laughing at Reese after the missed game winner. And whether Clark was actually laughing at Reese or simply reacting to the chaotic moment, the internet had already made up its mind. Because the bigger story was impossible to ignore. All that halftime praise about Reese's energy didn't change the fact that she was struggling badly from the field. Meanwhile, Clark finished the night with 29 points and 9 assists while shooting 45%. So now fans are asking the uncomfortable question: why does ESPN continue highlighting the impact narrative when the actual performance tells a completely different story? Angel Reese had 14 rebounds and 6 assists, so yes, she absolutely contributed in other areas. But when you're missing layups, shooting 5 for 16, and then missing a potential game-winning putback, fans are going to criticize you. That's basketball. And if ESPN wants credibility, fans believe the analysts should stop sugarcoating performances and simply call the damn game as it happens. Because Caitlin Clark doesn't need ESPN to make her look good. The numbers are already doing that.
Now, move here Stephanie White on what makes Caitlin Clark an elite playmaker. Stephanie White on Caitlin Clark's defense. Cece, that defense was outstanding. In a game where Mitchell struggled, Stephanie White is finally getting the best out of her other players not named Cece. This is why I feel that White, who was unanimously controversial to her schemes early, is now looking more and more genius for this team. Fans go crazy. Ask yourself, why is she highlighting Caitlin Clark now? Why never before? She always dampened what Caitlin's play brought to a win or to the team. Stephanie White knows she is in serious trouble with regards of losing her position on the team. The last lettuce salad she put out there, telling us to go to hell, was a last-ditch bitch fest to preserve her job. Let's listen what she said.
That was a hell of a job in the second half, but especially in the fourth quarter. 17-9. Held them to 9 points. 9 points. In the second half, they had 0 fast break points. They had 7 second chance points, but we had 12. They were 13 for 13 from the free throw line. We were 14 for 15. Okay? 22 points for us off of turnovers. 22 points for us off of turnovers, y'all. That was just an excellent display of toughness, of discipline down the stretch, of weathering storms and runs. That is playoff basketball, right? The micro adjustments that we're going to have to make, KK, we throwing you in a whole bunch of... CC, what the... That defense was outstanding. Outstanding. I mean, it just a total team effort. Y'all, I could not be more proud. That was a big one for us. Great job.
I feel like C, over the last 4 or 5 games, her floor game has been incredible. We all know she can score in bunches. She finds ways, but the way that she's getting us into offense, the way that she's using the floor to get her teammates shots, she's not getting bogged down on one side. She's not getting bogged down, trying to create something. She's allowing the game to flow, and she's doing a great job of finding her teammates in that. And when she does that, it opens things up for her in ways. I think the 3 that she got out of a timeout, I don't think she expected to be that open, but I feel like that was a result of all the ways that she was getting everybody else involved throughout the course of the game.